Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday afternoon, and it's time for another episode of Giles McCoy Live, your spot for hi-fi, tech, and gaming. Today is episode 316, and this is going to be a banger, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got Emiko from the Home Entertainment Show with me today. How are you?
I am very well, Giles. Thank you for having me. How are you doing? Happy Friday, man.
Hey, Fridays are my favorite days because I know I've got the weekend ahead, and it's 2 days of bliss. So could be worse. You know what I mean? And then
Amen.
what's even better is in just 1 week, there's going to be the event of the year. And that's kind of what we're here to talk about today. But before we get there, and make sure to hang on with us, everybody, because you're going to want to hear about this. Let's talk a little bit about you, all about you. So maybe you can tell everybody a little bit about who you are and why they should care.
Maybe you can tell everybody that.
No, it's always better if the person talks about themselves. Come on, let's a little self-promotion. Let's do it.
Well, I am the vice president of the show, as a lot of people are now calling it THE, which is great because that's our branding. I'm also a lifelong composer and recording artist and producer and documentary film director. And mother to a beautiful son and a beautiful Victoria that everybody on the internet knows. But
Good old Victoria.
yes, she's sort of swarming around here somewhere. I'm not sure where. Yeah, and just I live in the space where hi-fi and pro audio and creativity all converge with tech and community, and that is my favorite place on earth to be.
Awesome. And I think that's a wonderful segue, because the event that's coming up next week, not tomorrow, but the week after that,
Right.
really is a celebration of all those things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
So
is.
the show happens every year in
Yep.
California. However, the location has shifted a few miles this year, and I think we'll get into that a little bit. But maybe you could tell everybody a little bit about what the show's about and what they could expect to see there. I mean, what is it, and who goes and why?
Sure. So we are North America's longest running hi-fi show. I did a little bit of digging because I couldn't remember what year the show started, but I was able to produce a business license from 1996. So we
Awesome.
hold the record for being the first hi-fi show or the first one that continued. I'm not sure if there were
Right.
others that sort of, came on and then left, but we are North America's longest running hi-fi show. We're very proud of that. We encompass everything that's 2-channel, vinyl, vintage, DIY, ultra high end, budget, personal and portable audio, digital streaming, education, music creation, lifestyle. This year, the cars are back in a very special way. We have some incredible, not just luxury cars and supercars, but really cool cars that you don't get to see normally, even in the luxury world.
That's
And
cool.
we've expanded into so many other fields because the type of people that come to the show are so diverse. And we realize that in order to stay uh, in service of those attendees, that we have to grow with them, we have to expand with them, we have to take the journey with them rather than to funnel and sort of narrow our focus. We've decided to broaden our focus so that we can be more inclusive and more expansive simultaneously.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I remember last year, it was really great because I had the opportunity to speak with people from all over the world. I mean, every nook and cranny feels like it was represented at the show, which was really nice.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
last year was interesting because it was our second year. We were the first show to reopen in North America in 21 and only the second show in the world to reopen during the pandemic. And uh, the 21 show was like, let's just get through it because it's the
Right.
pandemic. And then the 22 show was sort of a weird waiting in line at the DMV for our number to be called because we could kind of be open but couldn't be fully open yet, and there were some parameters that we had to be mindful of. So I'm glad to hear that you were able to get the opportunity to speak with as many people as you did and have as many connections as you did, because we were smaller last year. There's no question, based on, you know, the health and safety restrictions. But this year it's a total party.
Well, let's
Total
talk
party.
about that a little bit. So, you've booked quite a few, companies and brands to be
Yeah.
there, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Anything you wanna call out about that to help, whet the public's excitement for the show?
I have the list. I
Oh, there's
have the whole
the list.
there's it's a 2-page list. That's how
I
long.
like
That's the
that.
little bit that you get to see. It's actually on our website, but I can call out a few names, um, just so people know who's gonna be exhibiting. And we do have a number of really exciting, world premieres, North American premieres, and show premieres happening as well. Um, so I can tell you that, Evolution Acoustics is back with us after a few years, and they have a brand new loudspeaker and system that's being designed specifically for the show, which is, uh, I know what it is, but I'm not allowed to say anything yet. But it's insane. Griffin Audio Designs, Joseph
Mhm.
Calley Design Systems Design is coming in with Griffin, and they're bringing their full reference system, which is spectacular. They're bringing in, I believe it's either the same or a similar system to what was at the Munich show, so that everybody can have a chance to experience that with us. YG Acoustics is back with us. Eggleston Works is with us. RSL, Rogers Sound Labs, which are right there. Wait, there they are. They're in with us. SVS, of course. Um, Lynn Products is going to be doing a really spectacular premiere. Um, Gosh, I mean, I could just go on and on and on. VPI, Techniques, TAD is coming in. I mean, I could just go. Brinkman Audio, Cardis, CH Precision, Circle Labs is coming in from Europe. Peak Consult is doing a premiere with us through their wonderful dealer Sunny Components, which is
Mhm.
their local and regional to Southern California. Von Schweikert, Magico, Macintosh, Estalon are coming in through Scott Walker Audio, who's another wonderful dealer in the Southern California area. AV Luxury Group is bringing in, oh my gosh, Rado. Uh, I can't remember. Their list is so long. Focal Name North America will be there representing in 2 rooms. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And then our Headphonium section presented by our dear friends at Acoustics. And we have a new section called the Vinylonium. I think I've counted almost 60,000 records, maybe more, that are coming in,
That's
that are
huge.
everything. It's ginormous. Yeah, it takes up a whole ballroom. And it's everything from like budget, super affordable, used cool stuff that you can sort of rifle through, all the way up to the factory sealed, mint condition, collector's edition rarities for audiophiles. I mean, there's a whole spread of things coming in for people that are just really, really exciting.
That is super cool. Now, the show has moved though, right?
Yes,
So, it used to be in Long Beach, but now it's
correct.
gonna be in
Costa Mesa.
Costa Mesa.
We're back in Orange County, and we had three great years at the Hilton Long Beach, in Long Beach, California. But the show, based on the feedback that we're getting, based on the attendees, based on the energy of the attendees and the exhibitors too, we really felt like it was time to grow into something a little bit different. And we are really thrilled to be at the Hilton Orange County Costa Mesa on Bristol Street, 3050
Nice.
Bristol. I finally got the address. It took me months to memorize the
You
hotel
got it
address.
now though.
Yeah, so we can't move because now I know it. I don't
That's
have
right.
room to learn a new address.
Yeah, the
Um,
hotel's gonna be like, "Oh, you said you can't move." "No, no,
yeah,
no, you have to come
that's
back."
it. That's it forever. Yes, because I have to have it in my head. And it's a bona fide conference center and hotel. So we've taken over the entire conference center and 3 floors of the hotel. So we are 5 floors of exhibitions and all sorts of crazy, wild goodness. And I do want to say one of the cool things about the Hilton A couple of things. First of all, there's a lot of parking, which I know in Long Beach was a little bit tricky for some people.
A
So
little
there's
bit.
plenty of parking for people. But we also have a dedicated wine and spirits tasting room with an actual bar and like wine wall. And there's an outdoor waterfall, which of course I think people that follow me on social have heard me tout the waterfall, the waterfall. It's not hi-fi, but there's a waterfall. And the rooms, we have a lot more large scale rooms this year. And so what's happening is the exhibits are no longer just being sort of a standard uh, audio show exhibit with your system and then a couple of plants and then chairs lined up. It's people are bringing in custom furniture. We have artists coming in that are hanging paintings and one of a kind pieces of art and sculptures, and I mean really beautiful, incredible things to create a home environment that will allow people to really, I think, get a full immersive experience of what they're listening to. And that to me is really fun. And I can't wait to, I'm gonna certainly go in and sit down on a couple of couches and, hang out for a bit if I have the
That's
time and
super
the
exciting.
wherewithal. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Now, what I find interesting, and I think there's a lot of new news
Hmm.
around this area, is
Yeah.
that the show isn't just the show anymore. It's like growing appendages. Right. Yeah, it's like
Yes.
new things are sprouting out of it,
Yeah.
and I think you're ready to talk about some of these new pieces and aspects and facets of this kinda larger ecosystem that the show is evolving into, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's
I mean,
let's
we
chat about that a bit.
on Tuesday, just 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, a big press release went out announcing our new record label and FM radio show,
Mhm.
Bonafide FM, Nielsen rated stations that we're working with. Because for those that know me and have sort of gotten to know me outside of the show, you all know me as a career recording artist and keyboardist and composer and producer for a lot of other people, including some large household names that you all listen to on your systems. And it some this is a conversation that I was having with Maurice Young, our president, 5 years ago, and we've been talking about this idea that we should have a record label that fosters the careers of artists who are maybe not always as mainstream welcome, in the sense that a lot of major labels are very narrow focused in what they want to sign. And so independent artists are constantly looking for ways to have economic stability, reach out to quality fans, not just sort of one off fans, but quality fans, and really have relationships with their fans and feel like they're in a network that offers them the chance to focus on their artistry rather than constantly be pushing the business boulder uphill. And then on the other side of that, we've found historically at our shows that there's a large faction and a very vocal faction of audiophiles that say things like, the music of today sucks. I'm wearing out my Led Zeppelin record and all I listen to is the Who because I wish there were bands out there that they don't do music like they used to. And the fact is that they uh, do music like that. And so it dawned on me and then us and this is a big team effort, that if we have access to the artists, and through my pro audio and music industry connections, we have access to distribution, tour support, manufacturing, merchandising, so on and so forth, radio support, so on and so forth. And they're looking for fans, and audiophiles are looking for new music. Why don't we just put them
Put them
together?
together. Yeah.
Put them together. And so thus the new record company was born, which is called THE Music Group. And I think when people read it, it's just the music group, but it's THE Music Group. And then our radio show, which is aptly named THE Radio Show. Not very original, but but very accurate and very effective.
It's following brand. You're staying
It
on topic. Stay on the
Yeah,
message.
very, very much so. And I mean, Maurice likes to tell all of us, and he really drills this into us. And so our team and our staff are very well versed because we live this every day. It's like he walks around and goes, "Well, why go?" He sort of puts on a voice and goes, "Well, why go to a show when you can come to the show?" Which, at first we were like, "Haha, very funny," but then internally at meetings we thought, "Well, no, That's what we should be. Why would you want to be an artist on a record label when you could be the artist on a record label? Why would you want to sign with a company when you can sign with the company, right? And so we strive in our in being mindful of the level of service that we try to put out there, that we do want to be the and not a or another
Right.
one or similar to. And that doesn't make us the biggest, and that's okay. We don't need to be the biggest. We need to be very clear on the quality and the highest quality that we can offer to people, in the label, in the radio station, in all of our efforts, expanding the show to other locations, bringing in new partners. That's really what we're focused on, is the quality.
Any specific comments on the artists, or what the radio show might look like?
The radio show is so cool. We haven't aired yet, because obviously
It's
we've
this
all
this one
been.
I'm really interested in, because I think it's really cool having radio. I think radio show is just awesome.
Yeah, it is. Well, okay, so check this out. So I worked for a while with the station, KWSS 93.9 FM and 99.5 FM. I'm getting used to saying that again. I said that for a
You're
while
starting to sound, your
every
radio
week.
voice is coming back.
Right. I used to do that every week. And so I spoke to their station manager and their owner, and I said, listen, I have this idea for the label, this, that, and the other, and I'd really like to do the show. And they said, yeah, come on back. We'll absolutely slot you in. So it's Thursday nights. I think our press release went out and said 8:00, but I think the show's actually at 7, because there's a time difference from where they're sending it to where, to Pacific Coast time. But anyway,
Right.
we will correct that when we get closer to air. It's an hour-long broadcast weekly on FM radio, as well as simulcast throughout their webcast, that you can hear on the internet. And it's going to be hosted by a couple of our ambassadors. I'll do a guest host every once in a while as well. So if there are, and our ambassador program, of which you were the first inaugural ambassador, and
What's up?
you
Keeping it
know,
real.
yay! So we're still waiting for Gzilla to drop his single, yo.
I'm just waiting for that contract to come across. I mean, I
I
got to get
mean, we
signed
have a
before.
label. We can,
Exactly. This is happening.
Yeah, it's all real time, man. It's all real time. So the show is really going to be aimed at promoting not just our artists, and obviously other up and coming artists and music that people should know, but also, because of the nature of the listenership of the station and who they reach, it gives us an opportunity to talk about hi-fi, two-channel, home theater companies in the audio and home theater world. And so we're bringing that to the airwaves in a major way. And I just think that's great, because still with radio, statistically, you reach something like, radio advertising is 28%. It was a very specific number. It's like 28% more effective in getting phone calls and inquiries for certain things. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool that radio is not actually dead, even though I think a lot of people are into streaming and, live streaming and stuff. But FM is
No, I
still
I listen to
very much
radio all the
alive.
time. I listen all the time.
That's great,
Well,
right?
whenever I'm in my car, I always listen.
Right.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
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 And speaking of ambassadors,
I see one.
Audio Acoustic Engineering is here with us. So welcome.
Hi,
Uh,
Scotty.
I know he's looking forward to the show. Super excited. And I
Yeah.
think he didn't he drop a video of a tour of the facility like last week, I think it was.
A couple weeks ago, he did. He surprised. We had no idea that he was going to do that. Like, my heart burst with excitement when I saw that, because he took it upon himself to go to the hotel and do a live stream and show everybody. I don't know that he got to all the rooms, because there are quite a few, and I know that there was another event going on in the conference center at that time. But he did take everybody on a tour, and I mean, just to have ambassadors like Scotty and yourself, and the new ones that we're bringing on this year, just are who make these efforts to be active in the community in this such a wonderful and positive way. It's just great. And he did this tour, and it's good because he got to show people from his perspective what it's going to be, right? Not just from ours internally, where we're very
Mhm.
set on how we market things and how we present things. But Scotty just went around and was like, this is it. This is huge. We're
Yeah.
so stoked.
Yeah, if you're still listening, drop the link to that video down in the chat, and I'll make sure to push that into the video comments so that anyone who wants to see
Yeah.
what it looks like there can have an opportunity to do that and get ready, right, and plan.
Yes.
I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here and go because let me tell you, when you go to a show, and in particular this show, the show, um, it can be an overwhelming experience from the
Yeah.
point of view of there is a lot.
Mhm.
And I always end up having to pick and choose the rooms that I want to spend, like a material amount of time in. And, other rooms, I'm all like, hey, what's going on? Sounds great. Take
Right.
care.
See
And
ya.
then you gotta go,
Right.
right?
Yes,
But
absolutely.
I always get sucked into a handful of rooms and I'm all like, I can't leave.
Mm. Yeah.
What's going on here? I can't go,
Yeah.
and then, an
Yeah.
hour later, I'm like, dang, that was an hour, right?
Right.
And in spending an hour in a room, it eats up a lot of your foot traffic time, so to speak.
It it does. I think though that it gives you a chance to actually notice, and be mindful of what you are reacting to, right? If you just go into each room for a couple of minutes, which I know there are a lot of people that do, and I totally get that. It you don't actually you're not listening to what your ears and your body and your heart are telling you. And if you do get sucked in like that for an hour, maybe that's something that you wanna have in your system, right? Maybe that's something that you wanna pursue because your body went, "I really love this. This is my sound signature. This is what I want. This is what I'm feeling. This responds to me." And that's, you're being told something. It's a sign.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
every once in a while there's a piece of gear. Okay, so I mean, when you think about hi-fi, you people I think have seen like all of the kinds of components before. So everybody's seen a speaker and they've seen a preamp and they've seen an amplifier.
Right.
But at these shows, what's so really cool is that you'll see one of these devices or hear one, and there'll be something about it that's different that just
Yeah.
grabs you.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
Hi-Fi Rose released a new streamer. It's probably been 6 months or a year ago or something, but it's got
Mhm.
like the steampunk dial on the
Yeah.
front of it and
Yes.
everything. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
just saw that thing. I was like, this is the craziest, coolest thing I've ever seen. And then like
Right.
Griffin, like when you
Mhm.
see Griffin in person,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God. Right.
Yeah, it's
Um,
very wizardy and magic-y. Like, it is, like, to walk into the Griffin room, and you're sorta like, I'm in a different dimension now."
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
it's
good.
outstanding, and then, I think all the vendors are they go through the continual struggle of, "Okay, how do I make this room sound good?" Right? Because, people at home, you've got years to dial things in and get everything sounding good, and these
Right.
companies always do such an outstanding job,
Yeah.
of, taking the little amount of time that they have and the small number of changes that they can make to the environment to really build these systems that sound pretty outstanding, I think, for the facilities that they're able to build them in. So I think it's very worthwhile to find those things you love and spend some time listening because it can really inform kind of those future choices that you make for equipment and what you want to do in your own space, right? And
Yeah.
there is no showroom that you can go to where you can hear and see this breadth of equipment.
Yeah, and that's something that I think is really people get mired into this thing. I'm one of these people that I belong to a lot of audio groups, like
Mhm.
online forums and community groups, and I will rarely say anything because I'm the troll in the darkness that sits there and just watches. I'm the lurker. Somebody called me a lurker the other day, and I am, and that's true. And some of that has to do with the fact that because I work with the show, it's not in everybody's best interest for me to go out and tout whatever I think, but uh, I do get on the post boards and the forums because I like to take the temperature of what's going on. I like to see the landscape of what people are thinking and what they're responding to and what they're happy with and not happy with. And I think that um, our show, the show, is this year especially, like, there's a really interesting magical energy about it, and I use that word very specifically because I don't know what changed. I mean, okay, the venue changed and the world has sort of opened up again, but
Mhm.
something has shifted because we're having these exhibitors come in from Asia and Europe, and we've got people coming in from Australia and New Zealand. I mean, from literally the other side of the globe,
Yep.
flying in to be part of this. And I know they couldn't in 22 and 21, but it's not even like they just called up and said, "Hey, okay, I'm back with you guys." The energy was renewed. It was something different. It was something elevated. And I think that when people come in, I personally hope that they won't look at this so much as, oh, it's another audio show. Oh, these hotel rooms never sound great because they're hotel rooms, and like they'll do that, and I understand they'll do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. You do that. But I hope what they'll really take away from this is something that I took away from it my first year working for the show, which was our show is really about the people. It's more so about the people who show and present the systems than it is about the systems. And somebody's going to come at me for that. I know it. They're going to be like, your show's not about the systems. And I'll say, "Da, ba, 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 ba." If the system is shown by somebody with a bad attitude and negative energy who doesn't want you there, you're going to leave and you're going to say that system sounded pretty terrible.
Yeah, it
But
was a
if the
horrible
system
experience, right?
Right, exactly. But if the system is shown by somebody who is welcoming and warm and compassionate and energized and celebrates the fact that you're curious about it, you're going to want to stay. Like you said, you're going to be sucked in and you're going to want to stay in that room. And so it's really important for us that we have the right people. And that is what we're focused on. And this year, especially, we've made it so that it's more about the people. I mean, the systems, yes, they're very impressive and your eyeballs will fall out of your face, but the people are going to make sure that you remember what a great time you had.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we are running short on time. We're almost at the half hour. Is there anything else that you want to leave for folks to think about as a parting gift?
Um, we have a fully packed seminar schedule. I do want to say this really quickly because I know we've got like 3 minutes left. We have a fully packed seminar schedule, and on Friday we're doing live tapings, interviews for the radio shows. So if you want to participate like an old timey radio audience, and you'll get to ask questions and stuff and be on the radio, that's Friday. Saturday we have a 2-hour really special presentation from loudspeaker designer Andrew Jones. That we're taping for his documentary called That Andrew Jones, because
Yeah,
he is
tell
that
him that
Andrew
I
Jones.
want to tell him I want to review his speakers one of these days. The new ones. I
I
can't think of the
will.
name.
The 8s
That,
or the 10s?
the tens,
Okay.
the big ones. Yeah, I mean, I love MoFi, right?
Uh-huh.
And I love all the people there. So I'm really happy that they came together for this
Yeah.
this cool new product line. I think it's just outstanding. It's
Well,
awesome.
I'm just gonna tell you, the 8s are where it's at, man. That's my personal that's
That's your
not the
jam.
opinion of the show. That's my personal opinion. I got to hear I was the second person in the entire world to hear the 8s, and I freaked out.
That's awesome.
Lost my mind when I heard them. Anyway, so that's happening on Saturday. And then Sunday we have a special appearance by Al Anderson, who is the guitarist of the original Wailers, as in Bob
Mhm.
Marley and the Wailers, and he's going to be doing a presentation. And we have all these other really wonderful presenters and educators who are going to be just talking it up and informing everybody on all sorts of cool stuff. So please check the website for the full schedule. The kickoff party is sponsored by Acoustics and SVS, so you're gonna want to be there.
Woohoo!
Saturday night is the label launch and the live music concert. Sunday, go home at 5 o'clock. Thank you
Take
for your
off.
time.
We're done.
See ya. Yeah.
Doors close.
Right. Kids 12 and under get in for free. Veterans, as usual, thank you for your service. If you show up with proof of service, you will get complimentary entry. Oh, we have the Society Hospitality Room, and this year we have a women's lounge, women in audio lounge, because there are enough women now that are coming to the show regularly and participating that we got a room.
Nice.
And before some dude goes, well, where's my lounge? The answer
Where's
is
the
the
men's
whole
room?
show. The whole show is the men's lounge. Okay, we get one room. So
Oh,
yeah,
so
it's going to be a lot of fun.
if folks want tickets, where can you get them at the door? Do you need to buy them ahead of time? How does that work?
I would go ahead. I mean, you can buy tickets at the door. Money is green. That's all good. I would personally go ahead and go to theshownow.com, buy your tickets. And Giles, you have the ambassador code, right? It's ambassador, and you'll get $5 off of tickets. And
There we go, everybody. Make sure
yeah,
to use it. Ambassador, save some cash and have a
yep,
wonderful experience listening and looking at all of these gadgets that we love and chatting with all of the people that we've kind of turned into that extended family over the years, right?
yes, absolutely.
Great. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Everybody's time is precious. Yours is as well. And I appreciate you spending it with me. And for all the viewers out there, your time is also precious. And thank you for joining us to learn about the show. And I hope you'll all be there. And if you happen to be there and visit, say hi to the ambassadors and say hi to the staff and
Yeah.
let them know that you appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Giles.
Take care.